So Paul Broderick, a form maker from Wellingborough, age 43, takes on Gary R. Smith from Stanley in County Durham, who's 49. This is Paul Broderick in white with blue bows, very dark blue it must be said. Gary Smith, the man from Stanley, the England skip, who was unfortunately unable to play for England in the recent international series. He's struggling a little with a bad back, but he's managed to overcome that spectacularly well to reach this England singles semi-final.
Oh, this would be some start, David. Gary Smith line 2. Possibility of adding another for 3, which is coming in. So Paul Broderick in danger of dropping a 4 in the opening end, and that's not what you want to do. So it's 3 down. Big bow here. Pressure right away on Paul Broderick.
Broderick not wasting much time. He was on the mat, keen to deliver that final delivery. He wants the jack through if he can get it.
Oh, he's close. Oh, he's unlucky. Takes one ball out.
There we are, that's how he did it. He clipped one bowl out, touched the jack in passing. If he'd collected the jack, he was in business. On the money. But Gary Smith holding 2 shots, and it should be 3 on this first end for the man who was born in Sunderland and who plays for Stanley.
Yes, third shot coming in. Perfect start from Gary Smith.
3 of the best for Smith. And the first end gone, 3-0 already to the 2008 champion. Well, I think Gary Smith was talking about being a slow starter. He's not been slow to start in this match.
Certainly hasn't. Made a slow start in the quarter-final. But, as you say, David, he's out the traps quickly. That's a better ball from Paul Broderick. Such a good drawing player as Gary Smith.
Paul Broderick, 3 times a semi-finalist in this event, and in fact it was his opponent today, Gary R. Smith, who put him out at the semi-final stage in 2008, when Smith went on to win the title.
This is Paul's second bowl. Not a lot of margin for error here. Draws the perfect shot. Well played. He'll feel better after that. Oh, Gary, are you running? Oh, what an effort.
This is the sort of time when Paul Broderick should be shouting, "I'll take the one."
Yes, I'm sure at the moment he will be happy with one. Get on the board. Good singles player, Paul. Just needs to run. Well,
one of the most respected players in the game, Paul Broderick. He's a kind of player's player. He's played for England, indoors and out, but not for any lengthy spells. And one wonders why. His record is first class. He's won the national pairs title indoors and out. He's won various mixed tournaments. And obviously a good singles player as well.
Yes, David, it's always a mystery to why some players make the England grade and some don't, but I'd agree with you. Excellent player. Gary changing to the forehand with this ball. There's the head that he faces. Just trying to draw the shot. Nothing fancy about this shot, but I don't think he's running. So a chance for Paul to add a double. Both players have settled quite well, David.
Yes, they'll both be quite happy with their touch at the moment. This end in particular, there's 7 bowls there, all within about 15 inches of the jack. That's impressive. Just a little careful, not quite reaching, wide enough not to do any damage, and Paul Broderick will be very pleased to get on the scoreboard on the second end. Trails now by 3 shots to 1. Gary Smith from Stanley in the lead. Paul Broderick was 16 when he took up bowls through family connections. His father particularly was a very keen bowler. The picture of concentration, Gary Smith. He says he's not too happy with his delivery, which he's had to adjust because of his bad back. He's bumping his bowls a little, but one should judge him not by the artistic merits of his delivery, but where the bowl finishes.
That's the bottom line, David. It's about where the ball finishes, and some players do bump them and get them close, so it's about doing it consistently. And If you consistently bump the ball, then that's fair enough. It's when you just occasionally bump the ball, that's where the problems occur. Gary's consistently bumping the ball, which is okay. Closer with this one. Oh, that's well played. That's very well played from Gary Smith.
And at an early stage, Paul Broderick coming up to have a look, and that's why that's touching the jack. It's hidden by the two front bowls. It's problematic.
Well, there we go, David, and that's what Paul Broderick faces. It's quite difficult to draw the shot here. He may have to gamble slightly and play it into the head.
Yes, his bowl will be coming in from the top end of the screen, of course. He could come off his own bowl and onto the shot bowl if he plays the forehand.
Would probably be shot down, but would leave himself room with his last. So this is not easy. Well, he's certainly attacking the head, but he's underneath, so he's going to get nothing for this. And he's in trouble on this end to score the shot.
Gary Smith, a council worker, born in Sunderland, plays for Stanley. 49 years of age.
Has he drawn another? Oh, not far away.
Well, things getting more and more difficult for Paul Broderick. He doesn't want to be too adventurous here because he could take his own bowl out, couldn't he?
Yes, that's the problem he faces here, David. I think even another second bowl might be all that Paul Broderick could achieve here. As you say, one ball in the head, he cannot remove that ball. Just trying a draw, just trying to get another second ball on the head. Oh, looks to be under again. Well, he hasn't done anything. This may be a chance for Gary.
Well, it's not too easy for Smith either, is it, to take that bowl out. If he took it out and replaced it with his own bowl, he'd score 4 shots. But how does he do it?
Well, I don't think there's any chance in giving the shot away here, David, because the ball on the jack would always go, would push, would actually go with the jack. So I can't see him actually giving it away. So I think he could afford to reach here. The ball's out for 3 or 4. Even if he manages to push the ball onto the jack, he'd still score. So don't think there's a lot of risk here. I think he's going to play it. Yeah, he's trying to push the ball away. Needs to hold up. No damage. Takes the 1.
Almost pushed another one of his own bowls closer, which would have suited him down to the ground. Takes the 1. So on the third end of this semi-final, a single to Gary Smith, who now leads 4-1. Good bowl from Paul Broderick, whose wife Tina has won the England Champion of Champions twice.
Still not running, Gary. Still 1 to Paul. Well, Paul trying to find a path through. Both the hands are blocked. That's a good ball. That's a very good ball.
Yes, it was just a matter of negotiating a passage there, and he did so. Didn't want to touch either of the black bowls, avoided them nicely. 2 shots to Paul Broderick, who has played in 5 international series, indoors and out. Not quite as much international experience as his opponent today, Gary Smith, who's played in 13 international series. And given the fact that in an international series England play against Wales, Ireland and Scotland, that means he's played 39 times for his country.
Yeah, when Gary actually first played for England, he led for me, David, many years ago, probably 13 years ago. So, very talented player. As you say, he's now skipping, so he's playing. But he's unlucky with that ball, and it's still 2 to Paul Broderick.
Yes, he was very quickly promoted from lead to skip, I believe.
Yes, he was. I think he probably led for me for a couple of years and was an excellent lead, and I think they thought, well, what are you going to be like at the back end? And they put him to the back end, and he's very, very competent skip.
Quiet sort of player, as is Paul Broderick. In fact, they're both quite a quiet presence on the rink. You know they're there, but they don't push themselves.
No, they don't. Paul will be disappointed with that one. Taking the 2 though, 4-3 to Gary Smith.
So 4 ends gone, and the players now confident that they know the rink. Is this where the game really begins? Quick to step in, Gary Smith. He wasn't given a great deal of room by Paul Broderick.
Yes, crept in for 2. 1 foot, that gives a player confidence that he could draw. Be confident he could draw within a foot, Paul Broderick. But unless you grass them, Paul, and push them up, you're going to be in trouble here. Well, at the moment it's 2 to Gary.
Yes, he's found the line 3 times very well, has Paul Broderick this end, but with 3 short bowls, that's, unforgivable.
Yes, it is, and it was exactly the same in this direction the last time, David, where Paul Broderick found himself in trouble, and once again he's got the last ball to try to recover something here. He's going to be 2 or 3 down. Well, that's not a bad ball. That probably forces Paul into the draw.
Well, as Gary Smith walks back to the mat end, Paul Broderick is still studying the head in great detail. He can't do a great deal here, surely, apart from draw.
Well, there's a choice, David. If he catches one of the black balls, he may remove the other. However, if he catches the red ball onto the jack, he'll be 2 down, and Gary, there we see it. The centre red ball onto the black ball would remove the jack back, and Gary Smith would lay 2 with another ball to come. So he's trying to be a little bit conservative, try to draw the shot in the backhand. This is not easy. Once again he's under. Paul's put a bad end here.
And he's paying the penalty. It's 2 down now. This is a draw for 3.
Well, Gary having a look here. This ball will bend back quickly, and that's number 3 going in. Well played, Gary Smith.
Didn't that bend? I thought for a moment he was wide, but he came back every bit of it. 3 shots, and in centre picture there, Paul Broderick's father saying, well, son, you should have been up on that end.
There we go, the big swinging ball. Taking a big draw. Falls in, 3 shots. It's 7-3 to Gary Smith.
So things looking very good for Gary Smith at the moment. That pickup has made a difference to the scoreboard. As you see over his shoulder, it's 7 shots to 3. That's, of course, the basic shot of the game, the draw to the jack, and Gary Smith showing us how it's done. Well, Paul Broderick there, making sure he reached that time, I think. Good start. Starts to build an end, build a head.
Yes, it does. When you've got a ball behind you, Jack, David, you could afford to reach, you could afford to play different shots. However, Paul's been dropping short, and that creates problems. Because this man, Gary Smith, will keep drawing balls close to the jack all day. Well, a good ball from Gary, good waiting ball. he's reaching again, so he's got a chance. Jack's good. That's well played, well played.
Yes, very well done. A bit of an escape shot there. Over the black bowl goes. The red bowl settles down by its side. And it's all change.
Forcing Gary Smith to change his hand to the 4. And he's got a chance here. He's got a big chance here. Oh, well played, Gary Smith. Well played. Excellent ball.
And psychologically, that's such a big blow. Paul Broderick must have thought, well, I've got the shot. I'm doing all right. But it didn't stay there for very long.
I think he's looking as well. Will he bend in time? Don't think he will. Just holding out.
It's 1 and a measure for 2 at the moment for Gary Smith.
Looking at the circles, David, it just looks as though it's only 1.
Good place.
Very good place. It mixes the 2 red balls up. Once again, a good head of balls, David.
Yes, it is. Gary Smith's got his 4, all within 15 inches or so of the jack. But Paul Broderick has got the saviour in there. We think it's only 1.
I think it's only 1, David. I don't think he'll be short here. Lots of chances. He's got the deepest ball. Any movement of the jack can't be any worse off than the one he's down at currently. Needs to hold up. Oh, he's got it. Oh. Yes, gets the shot.
Just the 1 though. Great shot there. Last bowl of the end. It shows what you can do with the last bowl. It's the last laugh, of course, and this is how he did it. Out goes the shot. The jack moves. We thought he might be getting 2. No, just the 1. Broderick 4, Smith 7.
This is the problem for Paul in this direction, David. He's not grasping the ball and he's not quite pushing the ball through. That's what's putting him under pressure all the time in this direction. Gary Smith's getting in with the opening ball and Paul's in trouble.
Yes, just like that. Although there's a bit of margin for error here, a bit of space for Paul Broderick if he can use it.
Once again, David, he's under the head. Not playing this hand well. He's going to have to change this up a little bit. He's given Gary too many opportunities here, and he's in trouble every end in this direction. That's Paul Broderick.
He's missing his line, but his main sin is just not reaching the jack.
No, he's always dropping 2 feet short. And a player like Gary will punish him. Two feet. That's plenty of room for Paul Broderick here to draw the shot.
He's surely up this time.
I don't think he is, David. Oh, Paul. Once again, if this ball goes on the top, which it doesn't look as though he has, Paul was in trouble, but well, Gary hasn't taken advantage, so still a couple of feet for Paul to draw the shot.
It's still a little tough for him, having bowled 3 balls 2 feet short. They're pretty close, and it's not as if they're a mile short. He can't put a lot of more weight behind it. It's difficult, isn't it, to judge it exactly?
Yes, I think it is, David. The danger is reaching through with 2 feet away and then you sail past, so this is a big ball here from Paul. As you say, David, the danger is you drop them all short. What happens with the last ball? You go through 4 feet.
Yes, simply making sure he reached. I'm not going to be short again, he said.
It's the opening ball, David. It's the opening ball that's creating the problem. And you would expect Gary to pick a 3 up here.
Yes, it's not a big ask. Plenty of room in there. This is in. Three shots there to Gary Smith. He's in double figures already. Paul Broderick down the field with 4. Gary Smith gets the 8th end underway, and believe it or not, they've scored on alternate ends in this match, which is rather a strange statistics when you look at the score, 10-4. But what lies behind that is Gary Smith's ability to score big counts. He scored 3 threes. Whereas Paul Broderick has had to be content with 2 singles and a 2. Going back to the alternate ends theory, Paul Broderick has not dropped a shot yet in this direction. And that could be why.
Yes, he just prefers this direction, David. Playing more consistent. getting the opening bowl close, building better heads. Two shots to Paul Broderick at the moment.
Still two, I fancy. Yep.
Well, that was a chance. Just gone a yard through.
Last bowl of Gary Smith coming up.
This looks better, David. Has he drawn the winner? He has. What a ball from Gary Smith, well played. Saved the best to last.
And that could break the sequence. Paul Broderick is in charge in this direction, but this last bowl of Gary Smith tucks the jack away, changes all that, and puts the pressure back on Broderick.
Well, if he's going to keep the sequence going, David, he needs to play a big one. Not an easy shot here.
Playing with plenty of weight, needs to make some sort of contact. Didn't want to bend with that weight. And it's the first time that Gary Smith has scored away from the scoreboard. He takes the single and is sitting pretty now at 11-4 after 8 ends. Well, it's nice to be back in the commentary box looking at top-level bowls, and we're on the EIBA.co.uk website, and if viewers are enjoying what they see, just tell your friends about that. It's now 20 to 9, and you're watching live the second semi-final of the English Indoor Singles Championship.
I cannot think of anything better, David, to spend a Saturday night with you in the commentary box, commentating on this thing. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful experience. Thank you, David.
I'm glad you appreciate it, Andy.
I'm enjoying your company.
No, seriously, it's very, very good bowls we're watching, and if you want to see more of it, it'll be on Sky Television in May. Towards the end of May, dates will be confirmed, so keep looking at the EIBA.co.uk website to check the timings of that.
Well, back to the action, and once again, this direction, Paul Broderick is really, really struggling. You just cannot find a bowl within 15 inches, David. Once again, he's 2 down. He's going to have to change this pattern quickly, or he's going to be going out of the semi-final. This is one-way traffic in this direction. Paul's looking at this bolt anxiously. Is he too heavy again? I think he's gone through again. He's at least 2 down. Yes, 2 shots to Gary Smith.
Well, what's he doing there, Andy? Putting the bowl down, picking up another one? What's the idea?
I think the idea was actually just to get back into concentration mode. I think it was. I think he picked it up and didn't quite know exactly what he was doing. So quite right, set yourself up again. And he's good. He's actually played this to perfection. Well played, Gary Smith. He really is putting a lot of pressure on Paul Broderick here. 3 shots to Gary Smith. How does he get out of this one, David?
Well, the easy answer is fire at it and get rid of as many counters as possible. But he put up a better show than this against you in the second round, didn't he? He just pipped you 21-19.
Thank you, David. He played a lot better than this as well. Well, unfortunately, he's missed a short ball. 3 to Gary Smith. Danger signs for Paul Broderick here.
Yes, hit his general target, but didn't get the right contact at all. 3 shots. That's the 4th treble that Gary Smith has scored in this match. Scored 3s on the 1st, the 5th, the 7th, and now the 9th ends, and leads 14-4. Well, Gary R. Smith leading 14-4 after 9 ends in this England men's indoor singles semi-final.
Exhibition stuff now from Gary Smith, playing really well.
The winner of this semi-final will earn a crack at the legendary Greg Harlow, who has already booked his place in the final. Gary R. Smith, and the R is important because it differentiates him from Gary A. Smith, who was a top-class England international for many years.
Certainly was, Gary. One in a measure down. Paul putting his ball down and coming to have a look at the head. I don't think he's going to enjoy what he sees here, David.
Well, while he comes on and look at it, perhaps you can tell us a little bit about your old mate, Gary A. Smith.
Well, Gary A. Smith played with him many years. He's now chief executive of the World Bowls Board, but I'd agree, David, a wonderful bowls player. Now residing in Scotland, and believe it or not, playing for Scotland outdoors.
Yes, so the boot is on the other foot. There are you, Andy Thompson, born in Fife, coming down to England and playing for the old enemy, and Gary Smith, a Londoner basically, making the journey in the opposite direction.
Yes, fate would have it, isn't it? It's unbelievable how it's all turned around. But yeah, he's very happy up in the north. Still playing very well, obviously. Paul just undergrassing the ball there, and that'll be 2 possibly.
This is the direction in which Paul Broderick has had his only successes in this match so far.
Oh, Gary's got himself into a good rhythm here. Every ball within 15 inches of the jack now all the time. It's good bowling. Gary Smith supporters cheering him on. They know that he's basically got Paul Broderick here, and he's going to push the ball out for a 3 or a 4 here. Turn the screw.
Tracking well. He's interested in this. Can it just reach the nearest bowl? Yes, he's pushed it.
Has. Oh, he's a bit unlucky, but he's definitely made 2, and he's made a really good 2 of it.
Yes, didn't catch it full, but as you say, he's tidied things up. Everything is in a line now. It's much more difficult for Paul Broderick to get the shot back.
It's almost just a pair. Well, here we go. Gary Smith's ball unfortunately catches the ball, but it falls in. Had it fallen out, it was 3 or 4, but still giving Paul big problems. He's just got the perfect draw.
Good weight that time. Missed his green by a fraction, so I don't think he's saved. Still 2 shots to Gary R. Smith, who moves on to 16. Well, he's now sitting pretty, looking for another 5 shots for a place in the final.
You start to wonder, David, whether that 2nd round victory for Paul Broderick, whether that win just took a lot out of him.
Yes, that's right. It was 21-19 that Paul Broderick beat my fellow commentator. It was a cracking game, though, wasn't it? I mean, and you're wondering if you'd managed to just get over the line, whether you'd be out there now.
I would rather be spending the time with you, David.
You're too kind.
Well, this is just relentless.
It must be confidence sapping too to a man like Paul Broderick, who needs the shots. Every time he gets onto the bowl, onto the mat with the first bowl, there's a near bowl to beat.
Yes. It's a pressure situation. Almost every ball he's facing. In other words, the shot is against him, and it's difficult sometimes to change the pattern of the game here. But Gary has really been very impressive today.
That's better. Oh,
that's just typical, David.
Isn't it? It's just one of those days for Paul Broderick. who hasn't played that many really good bowls. That was a really good one.
Yes, it was.
And he got nothing for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, slices the jack. The ball falls away. Oh, it might be closer shot, but it might still be Gary Smith's. But there's room for Gary. The way he's drawing, I would expect this one to be right on the top. And there we go. Well played, Gary Smith. Well played. And pushes the jack back for 2 shots. Yeah, Paul Broderick quite rightly firing.
Good strike. Jack goes dead. And a replay called for. Let's have them back, he says. We'll play this one in the same direction.
Well, Gary Smith will certainly want to take them back. He's playing this direction well. He won't be leaving the balls up at the head. Let's take them back. Fantastic bowling.
Another attacking bowl and a successful one from Paul Broderick.
Well, good ball from Paul Broderick. And the ball holds up, and it may have the shot here. The way this man is drawing, he's liable to draw the shot here. He's playing with a lot of confidence.
Good position, but we think that Paul Broderick has the shot. Well, one of the most interested spectators here is Edna Bessel from Yeovil. She's the England team manager, indoors and out.
And a very successful team as well, David. Certainly indoors, dominating the ladies' scene.
Yes, Edna is an inspirational leader, and she certainly psyched the England indoor team up to success in Stanley recently. They won the Women's International Series even more emphatically than the men did. a recent appointment as outdoor team manager as well, so it's a new role for her. She's also the performance director of the Somerset Bowls Association.
Well, Gary, one down. Can you draw the shot? What's going on, Gary? Can't believe he's missed it, David.
Yeah, it's not like him. Paul Broderick got a chance for 2 shots here. He's got to be careful though, he doesn't want to splash the jack to the left or the right. Broderick, 43 years of age, a keen gardener.
Oh, well played. Very well played.
That's done the job. A very, very good end of bowls there. The bowls clustered together, all of them just behind the jack, and Paul Broderick coming out of that with 2 shots. It's only the 2nd time in the whole match that he's managed to score more than 1 on any one end. It takes him up to 6. Gary Smith stays on 16. That is also, I may add, the first time that Paul Broderick has scored towards the scoreboard. Broken the sequence. That's quite a remarkable statistic there. Gary Smith scoring towards the scoreboard 10 shots, whereas Paul Broderick has just managed to score his first double in that direction. Paul Broderick was introduced to the game of bowls by his dad, John, and Paul told me that Dad told me how to play, and the next day I had someone tell me how to play properly.
Nice quote, David.
I mean, to be fair, his dad is his #1 supporter and follows him everywhere, and is here watching intently, and he's probably, after 60 minutes, got his ideas of what his son's been doing wrong.
Not getting close enough to the jack, but this man has. Gary Smith. Paul Broderick off form at the moment. Well, Gary lies a good one. He'll be expecting to make this head even harder. Draw another. Number 2's coming in. Second shot, and this is going to make it really hard for Paul Broderick. Oh, well played, Gary Smith. Well, Paul, how do you get out of that with no back position?
Yes, an excellent example there of how to close things off. It was accessible before, now it's much more difficult. Here it comes in, homing in. It was only going one place, to the jack. Makes it look easy.
Gary certainly is making it easy tonight. Playing well. Oh, Paul, I don't know how you're going to get out of trouble here. Oh, he's playing the backhand. This could only be a draw. Looks too heavy. Well, the way this man's playing at the moment, I think I'd put a 3 on the board already, David. He's got at least 18 inches to draw another, and the way he's been playing, I wouldn't expect him to fail here.
Yes, in a sense, it's 1-0. It's a free shot. There won't be any reply to this. All he's got to do is to get within 2 feet of the jack to count 3 shots. It'll be a big surprise if he doesn't get it. Well, he doesn't look too happy about it. What's happened to that?
Well, we'll give him a... We'll let him off for that one.
He's human, Andy.
We'll let him off.
Two shots, 18-6. Andy, class is a permanent thing, isn't it? And we can see Gary Smith showing it here. But most bowlers have fluctuations in form. They're good one day, not so good the next. Why should that be?
Well, I think it's quite difficult. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you could shoot around the golf, say you shoot a 63, the chances are the next day you won't shoot another 63, you probably shoot a 70. So, you know, it's so difficult to be consistently good all the time. And, you know, these players are playing over a period of 4 days, and to be consistent all the time is difficult. Gary Smith is playing well tonight. He's not played excellent in all his games. Paul Broderick obviously had his top game against me. but he's not playing quite so well tonight.
That's a very good answer, Andy. Well, Paul Broderick's dad there, he knows all the answers. and that's what you've got to do, mate. Looking for divine intervention. 12 shots separating the players, and Paul Broderick not out of it yet, but he's in severe difficulties, serious trouble.
Well, David, you've talked about great comebacks, and I think I'm sure you referred earlier to Les Gillett. 20 shots to 6 down, ends up winning the game 21-20. So there's still hope for Paul Broderick. You never know in this game.
That's right, Andy, it can be done. There was another example, Andy, in the Hong Kong Classic many years ago. Graham Robertson was trailing Cecil Bransky from Israel 24-4 in a 25-up match, and came back to win 25-24.
Yeah, so what we're really trying to do here is give Paul Broderick's fans a bit of encouragement.
Oh yes, there's a glimmer of hope there.
Oh, well played, Gary Smith. Well played.
It's the way Gary Smith is playing in the semi-final. I can't see him letting Paul Broderick off the hook.
No, very, very surprised. Here's the third ball from Gary. Uses his own ball, falls in, Hits the shot. There's a chance here for Paul.
Yes, a gentle little trail for 3 shots for the man from Wellingborough.
He's playing this too wide. Weight was okay. Well, if he stays on the green, that's still a reasonable ball. Well, I don't think Gary will be going near his head now. I think he'll be going for a deep ball. But he's the man in trouble, Paul Broderick.
Here's the positional.
Well, this is a good ball. Paul Broderick has got to be slightly careful here, David, although he's 3 down. He can remove his own 2 balls. That would basically give the game to Gary. But oh dear, he's not got weight again. Well,
He's played under green on that hand all through the match.
yes, he has. Just not given it a chance. It's another one to Gary. It's 19-6.
Just 2 shots more and Gary Smith will be in the final of this English men's singles. Edna Bessel, bottom of the picture, with her daughter and granddaughter, and her friend Mo Monkton amongst them, all up from Somerset. The focus of Gary R. Smith, as it has been through the match, is to get his bowls near the jack, and now he knows he's on the brink of a place in the final. The 2008 champion, still going strong. One more in then for a match lie from Smith. Plays a lot of golf, does Smith.
That's the winner coming in, David. That's Gary Smith line game. And 2 very good bowls they are as well.
Yes, well worth the match lie. He stands back, waits for Paul Broderick. He's having a go at this. Not a fire, but a running bowl. He's well wide. He's going past. He's got 1 bowl left with which to retrieve the situation. Well, Paul Broderick there played that with very intelligent weight, I suppose. He's got one round to the back to receive from his next delivery. He didn't come up to have a look at it, but he knew exactly what the situation was.
Yes, I think he was trying to just trail the jack with that weight, David, but I think really it's such a difficult shot. I think he'll be reverting to the heavy ball the next time, a lot heavier ball, trying to kill the end.
Yes, and he can afford that too, because now if the jack does go in the ditch, he's got the best back.
So I'm interested to see where Gary tries to put this one, whether he tries to block him out or tries to add another. Looks to me as though he's going deep, leaving the head alone, asking Paul Broderick, can you get the shot here? And I think Paul should be hitting this hard, David, trying to restart the end.
Well, he has come up and he's had a very good look at it. He's had a think. He's now going back to the mat. He's got the shot to play in his mind, and I'd be very surprised if it's not the shot that you recommended. Up the middle with a ton of weight, and see if you can push the jack off the rink or even into the ditch. The back red there at the bottom of the picture could be the receiving bowl. It could score for Paul Broderick.
He's got more pace this time. Is he going to hold up? Yes, he has. Oh,
he's cut it to one. He's kept his hopes alive just.
Saved the game.
Yes, a wry smile from Paul Broderick. He knows that he needs more than that to get into the final, but there we are. That's
good strike. Catches the ball, rebounds off his own ball, and it still ends up with Gary Smith. But he saved the game. 20 shots to 6 to Gary Smith.
So, just one shot short of a place in the final, Gary Smith. He's playing in the direction where he's done most of his scoring. And what about that for an opener, when you need one shot?
Absolutely perfect. Relentless has been absolutely fantastic tonight, Gary Smith. Take a bit of beating on this form, but every game, as we've talked about, David, is different. And the final, if he makes it, will be hard.
Well, Paul Broderick has managed to reach the semi-final of this event 3 times, and 3 years ago he lost to Gary Smith in the semi-final, and Smith went on to win it. So history repeating itself here in Nottingham in 2011.
Gary staying away from the head now. Position balls in. That's all he needs now. Doesn't need to build the head up. That's a good ball.
Paul Broderick bowling rather quickly. I think the writing is on the wall, but he's trying with this.
Has he moved it enough?
Well, a bit of applause there from Gary Smith. I think Smith feels that it may be a red shot.
I think the umpire, or sorry, the marker, has indicated it's a measure. What have you done? Have you given it away? Well, it looks to me as though both balls are touching here.
I think it must be. that jammed the jack in between. If they're both touching, then it will be a played end, but no score.
Well, it certainly looks as if Gary's touching, but we can't see the angle of Paul's.
That's a very rare occurrence. It does happen from time to time. This was the bowl from Gary Smith, which trailed the jack to the red bowl and jammed it. And we think they're both touching. Not a bad effort, just to free it. Paul's problem is if he does free it, he might give the shot away and lose the match.
Oh yeah, in a situation like this, David, there's no guarantee who's going to lie if the head is connected, so this is quite a difficult one. I mean, there's no guarantee at all. Catching the white ball that's closest, anything could happen. So both players might be happy just to call this a tied end. What is Gary going to play here?
Well, he might as well try it. If he does free it and finish one down, well, he can afford to drop one shot, surely.
Yes, he can. Well, he's attacking here. He's actually trying to find the gap. If he finds the gap, he'll take the red ball away. But he's caught his own ball, I think. Oh, he's unlucky.
Nobody knows what would have happened if he'd got a better contact, and we'll never know.
Well, Paul Broderick is about to play his last ball, so that means that both balls are touching. Had he been lying? Well, here's Gary's last attempt. Close.
Well, he's got a chance of 3 shots if he can get the black bowl out and not move anything else. He needs the shots desperately. He might as well play it.
Too wide. Well, it's a no shot.
Yes, I think they're both happy with the fact that both bowls were touching the jack, and that's a little bit of a strange scenario. The score remains the same, but the ends column clicks up. So we've played 15 ends now, and the score remains at 26. Gary Smith then having to wait for that elusive final single. But asking all the questions even now.
Yes. Very, very impressive display from Gary Smith.
Yes, his opponent in this semi-final, Paul Broderick, has now got a mountain to climb. He's given it his best shot, but not found his top form, it has to be said.
No, Gary's been the better player by far. Don't know if that was a twinge in the back there.
Bit of protection.
Are you running, Paul? I don't think you are. Well, just about the perfect ball. Still a chance here for Paul.
Just a chance on the forehand, yes. The rest is on, or a gentle trail.
It's close, David. Very close.
Oh,
Oh, he's unlucky.
Desperately unlucky there. A little straightener on the front was called for. Almost got it. Let's look how close he was. A fraction of an inch.
Currently, Gary Smith lies game. So I think Gary will be looking for a position ball. Doesn't want to drop a 2 or a 3 to get Paul back into the game. So anything deep of the screen will be good. Yes, putting the back ball in, going for cover.
Just what the doctor ordered there. The back bowl insurance. But still a chance for Paul Broderick. It's a chance that he has to take. If he misses this, his chance of winning the England singles title in 2011 has gone. He really wanted a place in the final. He qualified in style for the semi, but he's been out-bowled on this occasion.
I think he needs a little rub again, David. Oh, he's got it the wrong side, and it's all over.
And isn't that how it always is? In Paul Broderick's position, you can't expect the luck to go with you, not the way he's played tonight and not the way that Gary Smith has played either. Gary Smith, a masterclass, beautiful bowling, and fully deserved his 21-6 victory over Paul Broderick.